Millennials are viewed as lazy, but we just approach things differently in ways older generations don't quite understand. We are more open to change, and we are entrepreneurial, resilient, accepting, and charitable.
Time now for the Sunday Talk, where we tap into the debate of the week. This week, not Trump, not Islamophobia. Instead, we visit that old chestnut. Are millennials spoiled babies? The accusation this time came in a video that has gone viral. It's a battle between generations, and we're going to have it here tonight.
Entitled and narcissistic, self-interested, unfocused, lazy.
As the stereotype goes, if you were born in the 80s or 90s, you may not be prepared for the real world.
Millennials to me is just like a younger generation right now. A lot of people always associate millennials with like instantaneous things, like instantaneous gratification, things like that. We're very quick, and everyone makes fun of us.
Just people my own age, and then like certain things associated with it, like articles complaining about how we're like destroying every industry ever because we're broke and stuff like that.
You got terrorism. You have different kind of groups that seem almost racist to their core. And our politics are pretty messed up. They need a little bit of tweaking and help. First, we need to know the backgrounds of the people that we're electing in. Second, I don't think enough people are actually researching who they're voting for. I think they're relying too much on news. And that really is not good for politics.
Trump? Is that what we want to talk about? The whole thing like with the immigrants and stuff like that, people coming here, that's like a big deal to some people for some reason. That's a problem for some reason.
I mean, it's not really as hard as people might think. It's really easy to just not be a fuck up and just do things, but people are driven by greed and like, yeah, it's the government is full of greedy people who don't actually care about anybody. So that makes things hard. If it were full of people who actually wanted to do their job, it would be like really easy.
I don't know, maybe like protesting is a good point, but I mean, we get pretty far with that, but.
And the only thing I really can do is fight people on it or just hold my own opinions about it and discuss.
I applaud them, and I think a lot of women now aren't scared to come out and say I was sexually harassed or sexually abused without it like being taboo. It's like more empowering and not self-shame anymore.
As far as like do anything as in like stopping people from like sexually abusing people, I don't know about that, but it can help people like find comfort in like speaking up about the situation, you know what I'm saying, like so they won't feel like they're alone. But as far as like stopping people that do those kind of things, I'm not too sure about it. That's a difficult task that we have to think really hard about.
Some may say lazy, but I don't think it's necessarily lazy. It's just that freedom to do as you wish. And sometimes what you want is to do nothing, which, I mean, it's like not something great, but it's the choice that you have now.
Generationally, like, we're kind of the most woke at this point, which is really cool. I mean, I feel like it's always like that, like the youngest generation is going to be the most progressive, but we're not just like in denial about how fucked up shit is. And I think we're kind of like the first people in a long time that like so many of us are fighting for like the right to live the way we want.